The information is prepared without noise. Fields are completed. Attachments are verified. The cursor blinks once before execution. The command is sent. A timestamp is generated automatically. The packet leaves the terminal without resistance. No error message appears. No warning is triggered. The system marks the action as complete. The interface remains open. The window is not closed. The history log shows only one status: sent. Seconds pass without response. No acknowledgment code returns. No negative signal is received. The channel remains active. The buffer is not released. The port stays open, awaiting a confirmation that has not been denied. Parallel processes begin. Documents are opened. Secondary messages are scanned. None receive full allocation. The primary transmission remains unresolved. Minutes accumulate. The status does not change. The system does not escalate. There is no failure declared. There is no success recorded. The absence is not categorized. The operator reopens the message, reads the content again, verifies numbers, phrasing, sequence. Nothing is altered. The system remains in an intermediate state, not idle, not resolved. Energy is consumed to maintain readiness. The open port continues to listen. The channel remains clear. No retry is initiated. No cancellation is executed. The command exists outside closure. The transmission occurred. The loop did not close. The intermediate state persists. No visual change appears on the interface. No notification interrupts the flow. Resources remain allocated. Memory is reserved for a response not yet classified as absent. Dependent processes are paused indefinitely. The primary workflow slows. Other transmissions avoid the same channel. Alternate routes are considered internally but not activated. The silence does not meet failure criteria. It also does not qualify as confirmation. It occupies operational space. Each system check consumes attention. Each return to the interface confirms only non-response. No data is updated. Redundancy begins to form. Mental replicas of the command are kept active. Alternative phrasings are simulated internally. Nothing is resent. Nothing is withdrawn. The lack of acknowledgment creates a functional vacuum. The feedback loop remains open. The system waits without escalation. Time does not resolve the condition. Duration increases cost without producing signal. Peripheral behavior begins to shift. Priority trees adjust silently. New transmissions are shortened. No announcement is made. No fault is logged. The official record remains clean. Internal expenditure increases. The limbo generates no event. It triggers no exception protocol. It remains. The unresolved state normalizes. Active monitoring decreases. The condition merges into background operation. The open port remains, rarely checked. Energy consumption becomes invisible. New commands are issued with reduced expectation. Confirmations are no longer anticipated. The system adapts to absence. The missing acknowledgment replicates. Other transmissions experience similar outcomes. A pattern forms without documentation. No error is declared. No agent is identified. The system remains functional but incomplete. Latency becomes structural. Delay ceases to be an anomaly. Behavior adjusts without attribution. Messages become shorter. Attachments are minimized. No formal change request is filed. The feedback loop does not fail overtly. It simply stops returning signal. Without feedback, no correction occurs. Without correction, no refinement is possible. Operations continue in static repetition. Silence becomes default state. Non-response no longer interrupts flow. It merely reduces fidelity. The original command remains unresolved, not archived, not rejected, not confirmed. It exists outside the system boundary. The cycle remains open without formal declaration. No authority assigns status. No subsystem claims ownership. The open loop is not a malfunction. It is a condition. Energy continues to be allocated incrementally. Small amounts, continuously. Enough to maintain readiness, not enough to produce output. The channel does not close itself. It waits for instruction that never arrives. The system does not reclaim the port. No timeout threshold is reached. The absence does not exceed any defined limit. It remains below escalation criteria. The unresolved command persists in memory, not foregrounded, not erased. Background processes compensate quietly. Other loops shorten. Expectations are reduced without announcement. The system learns nothing explicitly. No error code is produced. No corrective patch is applied. The open loop becomes part of baseline operation. Subsequent commands are issued with altered parameters. Payloads are lighter. Dependencies are minimized. This adaptation is not documented. Silence ceases to be interpreted as interruption. It becomes an accepted output state. The system no longer waits actively. It maintains passive readiness, listening without anticipation. The cost remains diffuse, distributed across cycles, invisible in any single instance. No ledger records cumulative loss. No report aggregates the delay. The loop remains open across time boundaries. Days pass. Weeks accumulate. The original transmission is still unresolved. It has not failed. It has not succeeded. It occupies a persistent middle state. No closure event occurs. No signal returns. No acknowledgment is issued. The system continues to function. Performance metrics appear stable. Throughput is maintained, but fidelity is reduced. Feedback is absent. Correction is impossible. The open loop stabilizes as structure. Nothing breaks. Nothing completes. The channel remains open.